Hey, we're back, and I am apparently very pink. Welcome to Avant Novus live stream. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, and a bunch of other things. Go ahead and join the conversation, join the chat. It's been a long time since I was back doing live stream, but we're back. Just to update on our beta for a role-playing game. We are knee-deep in it. We've got 150 pages written. That's where I've been for the last couple of months. And we've got video tutorials, so expect that to come out mid-November. If you're interested in participating in our Avant Novus RPG beta, give me a ring at avantnovus@gmail.com. Again, avantnovus@gmail.com. Descriptions in the bottom. We are going to be working on WonderDraft today. We have a large campaign map that we have previously created, and we're using it to kind of plan out our 3D modeling for this. We're using WonderDraft to plan out our 3D modeling, where things go, kind of get a feel for what we want to do with this campaign map. We do have a new channel we're a part of. We're supporting the Slingshot channel in their quest for free speech, and also for YouTuber rights and content creators' rights. So we've joined a channel that the Slingshot channel is now a part of. We've joined a service that they're a part of. Links in the description. Please support that. If you're on Facebook, there's a YouTube Union page by Joseph. Go check that out. Become a member of it. Support free speech for media in Europe, and also soon, hopefully, in the United States. So let's go ahead and get started with WonderDraft. All right, here we have our campaign map. We have kind of been working on this. It's a fairly large map, actually. So let's go ahead. We're in WonderDraft today, and let's go ahead and look at the themes. We have adventure maps. We have black and white. That's what we imported in here. We have the Eastern map, which I really dig. Feudal map. Imagination map. And a couple others. Let's go with imagination. I'm actually really digging that. All right, let's go ahead, and if you are joining us on the stream, I'm very happy that you're here. We had a little bit of a issue earlier today with the stream. We tried to record our streams, and the computer didn't like it. We'll rectify that, maybe look at getting a capture card. Again, this is all live. We're going to show you all the little issues and problems we have with any software. That way you can fix it. Looks like this is the newest version of WonderDraft, so we're kind of excited to share. Let's go ahead and see what some of the features and symbols they've added. Again, we're down with these are all the overland features. We've got some new fields and other little tower stuff. That's neat. Some rocks and stuff. All right. Very, very cool. These assets are from their custom stuff. We just grabbed those to support them. We really like WonderDraft. All right, very cool. Neat. We got a searching feature. That's very cool. Let's go ahead and go into the lands. One critique I have about WonderDraft, I'd like more lands, more stuff there. Of course, it looks like it got some more better looking trees, which I really appreciate. Some of these were getting quite old. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with our mountains and tectonics. And to do that, double check everything here. Water, let's see if there's anything. Freshwater brush. Is that new? Let's go ahead and look in there. I think that is a new feature. Oh, look at that. I like that a lot. Little lakes and stuff. That's cool. Again, Control Z to get out of that. Zoom back out. Very cool. Watercolors. Ooh. I really need to get on this site more. There is some fun stuff here. Okay, we're going to be playing with all of these today. First off, we're going to look at this map and we're going to start deciding on where our rocks are going to be. Where our mountains. And I'm going to be using the penciled mountains, large, medium, and small. We'll start with the large ones to get going. We're first going to get the scale down somewhat. It's actually a pretty good scale. And again, we are using this to kind of plan out what we are doing. So this map in of itself is going to be one of our main campaign maps. And first thing we're going to decide is what is the temperature of stuff like this. So to do that, let's plan that out. We're going to go land and we're going to do some painting really quick. Actually, let's go to a different theme. Let's go to our adventure map. A little better colors there. There. All right. We are going to, let's get, I'm going to choose custom color here. A little bit whiter. Yeah. This is going to be our cold. Let's put our cold up here. Kind of fan of mixing stuff up. We're just going to plan this out really quick using the brush. So all this area is going to be cold. So we're going to put that there. Maybe move some stuff here. That's our tundra region. And then we're going to have a semi-cold region. So let's go with this guy here. Put it in there. Then we're going to go with our more of a temperate region. It's going to be about right in this area. So large temperate region. This map is about scale of Asia. So we're going to keep that in mind on our tectonic plates and everything else. I'm going to make that brush a little bigger. There we go. Now, I am using just the mouse today, just so people can get an idea of what you can do with it. Just the mouse and keyboard. So no stylus, no pens. Again, we're not sponsored in any way or affiliated with WonderDraft in any way, shape, or form. We just like the product. Down here, we'll have the big desert down there. Kind of like that. So north cold, south warm. And again, we might want to change this up. Again, about planning, that's the best part about planning. Yeah, let's keep it this way. Maybe the temperate kind of goes up like that. Maybe the semi-colder regions. Kind of get that in there. Again, this is just for planning, nothing more, nothing less. A little bit of a colder region. And now let's go ahead and let's talk geography and where stuff is. So down here, of course, is going to be kind of our, let's bring that down. Yeah. We'll make this kind of a desert area. So this area right here is going to be warmer. Just put that in there. Slight difference, kind of Mediterranean. We'll go with that. We'll go with kind of a Mediterranean feel in this area. And again, we're using these colors just to plan out. It's just kind of a nice way in WonderDraft that you can plan out your maps, plan out where you're going to put stuff and how you're going to put stuff. All right. Mediterranean. And again, just kind of feeling it out, using a little bit of logic. I know I'm scared too, to get an idea of where things are going. All right, we kind of got a good template map. Now let's go ahead and ask ourselves where things are going to be. And I'm going to do something really weird here, so just ignore this. So we have a large lake here. We have a large kind of run here. So let's ask ourselves where our plate boundaries are. I think we're going to have a plate boundary right about there, because we have this elevated land and we have this smaller plate, maybe a smaller northern plate colliding with a southern plate, creating a huge, massive, or what if this was another plate and we're hitting here? That'd be cool. So we got kind of this Himalayas and it's kind of forcing itself down here. Okay, so this one's just crashing in, and to this plate, again, it would cause some ripples and stuff. You have your big fault lines here, maybe some mountains there. All right, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, and this guy would maybe have some too for previous. Maybe these hills are really old. These mountains are really old right here. All right, we kind of got an idea of where things are going now. I am going to back out of these colors because I don't want those, but we have an idea. Again, WonderDraft is, we take this into another program and we make it gigantic, and we've also been using techniques to make it three-dimensional so you can 3D print and other stuff like that. On some of our other videos, we have a ton of tutorials about how we do that. I'm totally in the wrong place. Let's go back to our symbols. Let's choose our mountains. If you hit Alt in WonderDraft, if you notice up here, it will change the size and scale. Bill! Oh my gosh! Bill Hollywood, how are you? You have a wobble noise in your mic? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I will take a look at that. I'm so sorry about that, Bill. I didn't even... Gal, it is so good to see you. It's so good to be back. And if that is the case, I might just get out the... Well, let's go ahead and, with that noise to correct it, we will grab all of our... I wasn't expecting to do this, but it might as well. Slap that in. Anybody else that's watching, welcome to the stream. And my name's Dan. This is we're doing a kind of a tutorial on how to use WonderDraft to create maps. Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here and all that good stuff. So let's get started. We're going to be using our, and Bill, please let me know if, awesome. Yeah, we've all been kind of scrambling. Okay, let's go our big mountains, small mountains, large mountains. We have our small mountains, hills. And so we're going to get our big mountain. Let's go a little bit bigger. That's good. Okay. And yes, I am still on the Dr. Pepper. So let's... Wobble's still here? All right. Is it recordable, or should I do something else with it? Oh well, we'll just keep on going with this. I hope the wobble's not too bad. We'll go in and fix that a little bit later. I wonder if we want it now. Maybe we'll mix this up a little bit. Maybe we'll mix this up a little bit. No. It's a good size for a big mount, so let's go ahead and get in there. Might be a little too big. Let's go down to 35. There we go. All right, let's jump in on this. Okay, I will keep an eye out for that. Well, keep an ear out for that and find out what's going on. 1 second here. Let's pop the Dr. Pepper. Sponsor us. And we are going to jump into this and get going. I am now using my stylus to see if we can get rid of that warble. All right, we've got our continental plates right here, so let's go ahead and we're going to start adding our big mountains, just kind of like that. And we're going to make the spine, the quote-unquote spine of the mountains, the largest area where the mountains are appearing. Now, anytime a tectonic plate smashes in, you're going to get a lot of crumpling, so our crumpling is going to be through here, passing up into here. And we are going to kind of do the Rocky Mountain and the Andes Mountains. Try to keep these north to south as much as possible. We got some fjords here, some warm fjords. True. Yeah, true. I really should get off that stuff. But and then we have comment was, at least it's not Dr. Pepper causing the warble, which is no good. Down here. Got a cool little mountain area right there. Well, a little island. We have our Badlands. Maybe we have some volcanic activity down here. Yeah, we're going to do volcanoes. We are going to do some volcanoes. Some more here. And again, this is going to be our biggest mountains. Maybe it's going to even stretch all the way here. Maybe we have a subplate that it's squished into. And on this one, we're just going to create just a couple of these. Not that much, just a little dings here and there to show there is some compression on this pedestal. Give this about, I don't know, 10,000 years, and there's going to be some massive craziness going on there. These are our small mountains we're going to put in. WonderDraft did just release, I believe it's the 1.1 version of WonderDraft. Hey, how are you doing? Clements, nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. It is good to see everybody again. Hopefully we'll get at least one of these out. I don't want to promise anymore because real life. Also, I want to take some time. We made a very good friend. Kind of some scary, crazy news. My daughter, this last Sunday, started complaining about some, hurts and how she was having some, lower right and abdominal pain. So we decided to, yes, we're in America, and yes, our medical system is jacked up. But we took her to the local Instacare. They did a blood test. We then rushed her to the hospital, and she had appendicitis. We met a very good surgeon, a wonderful guy. Hopefully he'll see this video, but I would just like to thank the nurses and the maps the other day. Chile. Oh wow, you're in Chile. That's awesome. But anyways, wow, what part of Chile? We have a viewer in chat from Chile. Love that place. Hey, thanks, Bill. Yeah, she's doing good. We got it in a large amount of time, so her recovery was actually in the hours instead of days. She's still a little sore. I mean, it was surgery, and there's still a little pain, but she is doing really good. And I just want to thank the nurses and everybody else for their kind work and everything else. Really appreciate that. Totally worth it. And we're just going to kind of add a little bit of mountains here and there, maybe some older mountains, especially in this area. We're going to put some older mountains. I'm just using movement with the pen. With WonderDraft, if you go to kind of the edges, it moves. Come down here. Santiago. I had a lot of cousins that lived in Chile. I went down there for a couple of years. Really like the place. Gigantic country. Maybe some hills here. Nothing too big. So I've been kind of not liking this. I think we can do a little better. So let's get out yield eraser. I'm not liking that right there. It kind of feels silly for some reason. Let's go ahead and redo those mounts. Back here, let's drop this down to 55. I'm wondering if maybe it'd be better if we have our plate right here slamming into this one. We've already got a massive amount of, yeah, kind of like that, massive amount of upheaval. That also flows with the shape and with everything else. Glad Art Rage is working for you. We're going to be actually taking this map into Art Rage, and later, maybe next week, we'll do a video on that. But again, $9 for, I think it's now $30 for WonderDraft. You can actually take the image and use it as a template. Yeah, the protesting is nuts. I'm not really too aware of the protesting in Chile. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But it's amazing how many people turned out for that. I don't know the exact details. Hey, thank you for the save there, WonderDraft. We appreciate that. You know, it scares the crap out of me every single time. Let's go ahead and I'm liking this a little better. Let's kind of break up this mountain range a little bit, just to kind of give it some better shape. Maybe get rid of that. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to get back to our mountains, big ones. And we're going to go back to our little mountains here. Just little offshoots, little tendrils. Stack them deep, stack them wide. We'll import this into Art Rage, and then we'll start working on that. From Art Rage, we'll generate a 3D map, a height map, and then throw that into... we found a really cool way to 3D print stuff. So it's, you don't have to go out and buy $100 program, $1,000 programs to do it. We actually make a lithograph out of the map, and then we reverse the colors and we reverse the directions and the height map. Wow, I can't even comprehend that many people in one place. Way to go! I don't know what they're protesting, but yeah, I'm going to turn it into elevation map in Art Rage. I'll show you guys how to do that. And then you can take that elevation. You can take that map and put it into a lithograph. Lithograph, is that right? Yeah. And with that lithograph, you can create a OBJ file or a STL file and 3D print it. I'm going to show off once again. Most of you guys have seen this, but... Oh, sorry, as I totally bumped my mic and everybody's dead. I apologize. Let's show these real quick. Yeah, just these kind of, ooh, that's freaking out. So we get a height map there. This one's a colored one I did that I'm really proud of. But it's quick, it's easy, it's also free, so you're not dumping thousands of dollars into stuff in order to create maps. We also found it was, it's a really cool handout if you can give if you like playing a role-playing game, you can give your players those maps and stuff like that. And it just blows people's minds. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to be using the river tool. I always forget the direction of how this river tool should go. Let's get our big rivers first of all. Oh, that's right. And let's look at our lakes. And again, let's reduce the width. A little bit rough, meandering. Okay, like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and make based on based on what we have here, we'll start on our rivers. Now, when we put this into WonderDraft, into Art Rage, we're going to use the underneath color to generate the actual map itself. This area right here is probably going to be high.
The high temperature will be 46 degrees today.
Well, thank you, Siri. I didn't even know I was talking to you. It's my headset making that noise. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. I hope it's not too distracting, and I apologize. I know, Bill, you don't... Yeah, I want to make sure people can hear me and are happy. Worst thing is audio. Ugh. Audio problems. I worked, as a lot of people know, I worked in the entertainment industry. The first thing people will notice is audio. Everybody is an expert on hearing. So that's kind of important to me. Again, we're in our temper zone here, so we're going to have all the... Well, if we have a mountain here, hold on. We've got a little bit of craziness. So in this area, we're going to have a lot of hot, warm water. So we kind of got an English feel in this area in order to have this kind of amount of lakes and stuff. Put that back. Alright, let's not go too nuts with this. So in that case, we have a little bit of a rain shadow that comes into this area. So we're not going to have our lakes that, our rivers that. We're not going to have that many rivers here. Just a couple where it traps the rain. We'll make this into grassland, semi-parched. Again, if you're joining us, welcome to the chat. Please feel free to comment. I usually don't read names out unless people don't mind that. Just got a comment. Thing about audio, it's pretty hard to find good quality recording mic without being a professional studio one. Completely agree. Absolutely, completely agree. And on top of that, you need a decent preamp, and you also need a decent mixer. And that can be pricey. You're looking at, to get something relatively professional, you're dropping like $200-300. And that is not fun. Okay, we're back here. We have a couple little lakes. We're going to just pull our rivers into that. It looks like I got the river size a little bit too small. Let's go back to 4. No, that's too big. Okay, that's cool. All right. Yeah, my weapon of choice when it comes to soundboards is a Yamaha M7. And granted, I've never owned one, but I've worked with them a lot. But, they're about 15 grand. With a little mixer with a decent preamps, $90 or so. All right. Let's go ahead and come down here. Trying my best not to move my head. Again, we're focusing on the really big rivers. Maybe we have up here. This area is actually going to be a little drier because we have a lot of mountains around it. We could have this giant moisture trap. It looks like my I'm probably gonna have to open like YouTube or Twitch. The amount of there's a significant delay. We use something called Restream. Working with this map on this one right here, it's like 22,000 by 22,000 pixels by I think 18 something. When the map, we're going to import this into ArtRage, and when we import it into ArtRage, this map is going to be 36 by 24 inches with a DPI of 600. That way, any of our maps that we do, we can, you can zoom in and use any part of it. And I'm thinking to myself right now, maybe a promotional thing. I might put our maps on sale for free. I'll link a description in the bottom. We have about, I think like 10, 15 of them. Yeah, we'll put them up for free today. I'll put a code in the chat. Leave it up that way for a couple days, and because I actually really appreciate people when I, want to give back a little bit. That's kind of what we're all about, is making things available to people. It's it is an experience. I have to close everything. Of course, I have to, iTunes is even, I strip any program stuff, but I'm working with files up to 2 gigs. And yeah, the computer just, ArtRage can handle it, which I'm very impressed with. Even Photoshop or other programs like that have a small stroke. We're going to put a lot of rivers down here because this is in that rain path. Then we're going to go back to the rivers now that we have them, and we're going to go add the little tributaries to them. And also make sure we're getting the form of the rivers correctly. And it looks like I am back on too. We don't want that. Alright, well, we'll fix that. Wondering why it won't. Let's go back to land. Let's cover up these. Wondering why it won't take out those rivers. Oh, quick and easy there. Tributaries. Had an interesting discussion on the RPG. There's a Facebook group I'm a part of, and had a discussion about how rivers flow. And things got really heated in that discussion, and I actually apologize. I kind of let loose on somebody, and I had to apologize for that. But there's kind of when it comes to shape language, and also what should be in a map and what should not be in a map, and techniques like that, there is kind of a tendency for people to get really preachy and pointing out that, in their opinion, what they should do wrong, what's not working, and stuff like that. And granted, a lot of people do that for the sake of, creative criticism, which is good, and I think everybody should be open to that. But again, that's as long as it is creative, and it's for, if you do it in the spirit of, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, you might want to try this or that. I do not know why that keeps on creeping down to 2. Patch notes them. That might be something I'm doing. But yeah, I'm gonna well, anyways, back to the whole criticism talk. It can be good, but it also can be bad on how you present it. And people, in the day and age we live in, and these interesting times, people will get triggered. We have a big river valley here. You know what? I'm going to criticize this stuff. And this is, again, me ranting. I hope I don't offend anybody. And if you don't like me ranting, that's cool too. Just let me know. Oh, yeah. Gigantic river body there. Maybe another one that goes down to this lake. Of course, I did that the wrong way. That's kind of weird. There's some. Usually, WonderDraft lets me go back. I don't know what's going on there. Big river body right there. Alright, let's check coastlines. Come up here. Yeah, we're good there. I want to keep that kind of a highland. Maybe just put a little river down there. A little river down there. Rivers are actually a little bit easier with the mouse. All right, but yeah, it got heated. It had there's this is more of a heads up and a little. I'll be honest, it's a little bit of a critique on cartographers. There's the Cartographer Guild. There is a lot of wonderful people there. There's a lot of wonderful people and tutorials. They just want to help out, and I think that's very kind of them. And it's very much there's a lot of learning you can get there, but there's also an element is that they act as police officers for maps. They'll go in and yeah, they'll totally go in and kind of chew your butt off if there's something you don't like. Even though a lot of my maps, since I specialize in natural maps, I'll go into Google and try stuff and try to find out what I'm looking at. And there's a lot of people have some very strong opinions on what should be on a map, it shouldn't, especially when it comes to rivers. So I'm going to kind of focus on that today and kind of, give my 2 cents on stuff. And we're going to go down to 3 for the tributaries of this rivers. And again, with gravity and land shape, you're usually going to get rivers feeding onto a larger river. Now, sometimes in hardened areas where the ground's hard or there's like high amount of limestone or karst topography, you will be getting bisections. What that means is, let's say on this river, there's like a hard piece of mass right there, like a mountain or something. You might even get a river to do that sometimes. Now, that is rare. That doesn't happen much, but it actually happens a lot more frequently than people are aware of. Oops, thanks for the save there, WonderDraft. If you're working with a map that is an area like China's very prone to this, or the Danube River in Europe, or anytime you have a large plain with soft areas and get meandering rivers, you get a lot of rivers that actually bisect going down hill, and it's rare. But if you look at it, there's actually a river system up from the Mississippi River. You could technically paddle a canoe from the Mississippi River all the way up into the Pacific. Now you get into the Rocky Mountains and you're going to be good luck on that, getting up that white water. But you actually have a bisection of the Continental Divide up there that flows from the Mississippi River into the Pacific River. Again, you're going up the Missouri, you're going up into Canada, and there's just some really crazy stuff. What I'm kind of getting at is when it comes to map making, you can pretty much find anything on Google Earth that you're trying to replicate. And with that, if you're trying to make a natural map, it's just good to remember that the world is a huge place, and let me make just a little meandering thing like that. The world's a big place, and one of my favorite movies, one of the character quotes that, it's a big world, and in essence, would be all crazy if we think we're, know all the answers to it, which I agree with. Let's go down in this wet area. Now, the really wet areas, I am going to kind of take on the curve to the mountains and apply. I actually add a little more water to that. There we go. Happy day. Some here. So, yeah, you can find anything you ever wanted in a map, fantasy or otherwise. Also, maps have a lot to do with the site language that we use, symbolism and other stuff. Now, those are cold areas, so there's not going to be much erosion. I think I'm going to need some more. Maybe it's really flat up here. That'd be kind of cool. big old cold grassland that goes on forever. Kind of like, North Dakota, South Dakota, maybe up into the crescent of Idaho. There we go. I will definitely check out that Wordle. That's bugging me though. That's happening. Oops. Small to big, small to big, small to big. That will always be. I've only seen a couple times where it gets really big and then gets really small, but that's in like Badlands or desert areas that you have a high collection of water that runs down into a steep canyon. All right, we've got our tributaries. Let's go up into here. We need some love up here. But when you're critiquing anybody, if they ask for critiques, that's one thing. If you decide to give them critiques, or if they're putting themselves out, if someone's putting themselves out there with a piece of work that they've done, it's really good to see people pointing out what they really liked. If they ask for critiques, point out what they really like, point out what you like, point out what doesn't work for you, maybe offer some advice if they're open to it. Because something that I've really noticed is that, when you're putting a piece of art out there, you're putting yourself on your shoulder. All right, get back up here. Should be putting yourself for everybody to see, and it's very, it can be very vulnerable. Let me see straight edges. Yeah, straight edges we're going to try to avoid in this one. We got a comment that there's some straight edges that look kind of weird. Let me know if you, I'll keep an eye out for that. West, got it. Ooh, like right here? Yeah, that's from the importing. We'll fix that. Straight edges are really, really an exception. There are some, but again, not that many. And again, I'm using Alt and Control to move really fast. I know someone had a comment about that. Okay, you know what? Let's since we're here, let's kind of do that now. We are going to actually come in here and to the land, and I'd rather lower than add. So come over here, get rid of this. This. Turn our roughness really high because that's fun. And we might want to, in the area that we know there's a lot of water going down, we're gonna really kind of chew up the land. So a lot of this land is starting to get crunched and rising in this area. Hey, thanks for pointing that out though, Clements. Really appreciate that. We're going to roughen this up, make it really interesting. Maps that I really like are the ones that I can get lost in. Let's kind of chew some of that up too, so we get these little islands. There we go. That looks so much better. Let's get rid of this guy here because we're getting a tangent. This is totally just a artistic choice. Just get in here with the eraser. Kind of get rid of this guy. What I'm doing right now, these little islands will, a couple thousand years will eventually be peaks. So then no, OCD is good. OCD is very good. Please, please, please. Back here. I'm just looking for places that might have, it's kind of eroded. Especially in this desert area. I'm going to put maybe some additional rivers, little lakes, kind of like Lake Tahoe or Flaming Gorge down in Utah. Hey, welcome to the stream. We are on Mixer and Twitch. If you're there, just go ahead and throw a comment. A couple other channels we are on. We do have trouble seeing those, and the text don't update, so I'm not ignoring you. I will respond if there's any comments. I will definitely respond to those. All right, now we're back here. Now we're back here. But yeah. Another thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about today is what's going on with YouTube right now. Because there is some shenanigans. Hey, look, we got mountains and the rivers. We are on YouTube. It's our primary. We do a ton of videos on YouTube, but we've found every other week or every other day I get videos constantly demonetized. And the reasons are that on some of our custom music that we use or custom sounds, there's little riffs that we play or in a beat, and there's companies out there that are hired to look for those, demonetize the videos, and then demonetize on your channel. We're not monetized right now, but they'll claim copyright on a video, and then there'll be ads on it. And once there's ads, they start making money. I'll be honest, I'm sick of it. And it's really frustrating because these videos aren't here to make money. They're just to help inspire. I don't think that we will ever on YouTube be able to monetize, considering we need like 1,000 followers and 44,000 hours in a consecutive year. And we're really niche, and that's fine. But we're constantly fighting the demonetized. The best thing lately is I've gotten demonetized on the sound of my voice recently, like 2 or 3 times over the last year. And that one's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, up here, we've got a problem here. Let's go ahead and look. The water will flow into this area first before coming into there. So I'm checking rivers too, just to make sure that there's no craziness like that. Let's kind of open this up to really erode this area. I like that a lot better. Come in here, all the way here. But yeah, my voice got monetized by a company, and I had to fight that. And anytime I use music from YouTube, on YouTube I only use the music that they provide for free, because I'm really tired of, we do our own music here. My business partner, he writes some of the music we use here, and it's constantly getting flagged. And with YouTube, I'm kind of tired of it. So there's a couple new channels. I'll put them in the link below that we're also on. And in a way, I'm kind of telling you to please watch the videos, get what you want out of it. If you want to support us a little bit more, go to the other places. Yeah, they hit my voice. They say I sound like they hit me with a Chinese singer. They hit me with an Italian vocal artists. And there's a little straight line there. And I'm really, it's an hour pre-prep, an hour after prep, getting things linked in. I'm really getting tired of it. And I think that also YouTube's really not being fair to some of its makers. And I'm kind of going on a soapbox rant here, so if you don't want to listen to it, I'm sorry. But I think how it works in America, that is that if you're a contractor and you're being paid to create something for someone, that person can give you the specs on what they want, but they then can't tell you how to do the process of putting stuff down. Like if I'm going back to the entertainment field. If I'm writing a piece, or let's say I'm doing a scenic design for someone, I'll meet with the director. They will give me a bunch of information, a bunch of other things. And with that, I will complete a design, go to the director, talk to them about, if this is what they want, et cetera, so forth. The contractor, well, the person that you are providing a service for, however, it's technically illegal for them to tell you how to do it. It's not illegal for them once the finished product is done. That's a whole different story. But your process of doing it, they really can't dictate how you do things. And what's going on with YouTube right now is kind of the gig mentality that if you work for them, if you're doing media, you technically work for them, and you have to create things in a certain way or say things in a certain way. And that's fine if they were to tell you exactly how they do that or exactly what they're expecting. So there's a big, massive, there's a lot of channels that got demonetized. I'm liking that. Kind of very dynamic. Might be a little bit too much though. It's kind of close enough these places off. There we go. Maybe some inland seas. Let's get that a little bigger. I like that a little better. So it's not so craggy. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some hills over here. But anyways, if you treat people like an employee, they're your employees. If you tell people how to do stuff without consulting them first, you're treating them like an employee. And that gig mentality, it is very, I did it for 20 years, 25 years, and it almost killed me. Quite literally. And I have a big problem with it. I know it might seem small, but it's like if you worked, let's say, in a bakery, or worked as a customer service representative or something like that, they can tell you what to say and how to do it. But imagine if you were a customer service representative and you were contracted to, talk to people and solve problems and stuff like that. The people that contract you can't tell you what software you're using, can't tell you the process in what they expect you to do. And it really blurs the line between employees and contractors. And contracting is good as long as it's respected, as long as people follow the rules. And again, that's America, and I think in Germany it's very much the same way. Germany and also a lot of places, and we're saved. That's good. I love that with WonderDraft. We're going to add a couple mountains up here, just maybe in this area to kind of block off stuff. All right, enough of that rant. Please, please, please support. There's a gentleman that owns the Slingshot channel. He's a wonderful German gentleman. He is a nice guy, and he's created a YouTubers Union on Facebook. Oh, we got some straight edges. If you give it a look, some of the platforms we're on, we're just kind of throwing down support for him with our, when I say we, it's me and my company and my partner and also everybody else that helps us out. And all of them are contractors except for me and my business partner. So that's important to us. All right, let's leave that. All right, let's get back to the mountains. There's some shenanigans that are going on that I don't like up here. Maybe these are really old mountains. When we do our campaign writing, we can focus on that. So we're not going to do too much. We're just going to do little bits as such. Yeah, support your humans. Support Yay for Humans. And I don't know what it is in the world today, but like a lot of companies and like even video games companies for no apparent reason are just murdering people on just hosing people over indiscriminately. I don't know if it's a society thing. Hey, Clements, have a great day at work. We'll post this video up. Thank you so much for your comments and your help with this. Really appreciate it. We'll get some more art rate stuff. And hey, congrats on getting that map done. If throw that on our Facebook channel. Would love to see stuff. Again, we don't profit off that, but we just encourage the members of our Facebook, and yeah, we generally have fun there. All right, we're in there. Here. All right, that's feeling a lot better. All right. Okay, let's start blending some stuff really quick. We've kind of got our mountains where we want them. We got some very, again, this is a large land area. These little islands here, I think we can do better with those. Let's, because they all kind of have the same shape. Let me go and cut those back a little. With islands in a natural formation, they kind of embrace the shape of the land. This guy maybe, kind of mirroring the shape in reverse. And then that's going to mirror these guys up here. See how better that looks? This right here is kind of weird, so we're just going to cut some of these. Cut some of these off a little bit. We're going to cut this guy off. We're kind of going to get this shape and have it mirror it there. Maybe come in there. There we go. It's going to come up here. Same thing. These guys are going to be a lot smaller. Sometimes you'll get really big islands out in the middle of nowhere, like England and New Zealand and stuff like that. But I don't think we want that for this. It's going to make these a little small too. Keep in mind those mountains right there. Kind of looking at Aleutian Islands, like up near Alaska. Get rid of that straight edge. Thank you. And we will hit down here. Here, down here. All right. Very cool. We're going to save this as something else, though. I'm going to go with mountain plan. Let's save. Yeah, see how that feels a lot better. And these little areas here, let's kind of add that up. Raise those. A little bigger. Raise those up. I do want kind of these little swamp areas, though. That's kind of cool. And maybe I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's go back in there and re-edit this then. I find on maps it's sometimes the best thing you can do is subtract off your land, because it gives it more contrast and definition and shape with your water. Want to do anything over here? No, we got this cool little island here. We want to keep that. Maybe expand that. So don't want it. Don't want this either. Maybe some crazy small little islands like that. Kind of a grease thing going on here. So we'll just mash that up a little bit. Again, I'm keeping a very rough brush, or a rough, taking away from the land, really rough up here, so it has its own feel and look. All right, that I can live with. There we go. All right. How's the sound, Bill? Are we okay here? I'm really trying hard not to move my head. Let's kind of fix this. I want more land right here, so we're going to go in and we're going to turn the roughness down. Technically, we could use the brush. Let's just use the brush there. That's going to help. All right. Good, good, good. Because when you give advice, Bill, I really agree with it. I find if I do what you, if I pay attention to it and kind of make sure I do what you suggest, things get. It's good. It's a good. Let's get rid of that straight stuff. I'm liking this. I am liking this. Let's go ahead and we're going to go in and to our land, and we're going to now paint it a little bit, kind of blend it. Let's get rid of that because that is just scary. So to do that, I found just a quick painting thing with WonderDraft. Our opacity we're gonna turn down to 20. Our velocity we're just going to keep down. We're also going to use this brush here to start with, because that's kind of a cool little craggy feel to stuff. Oops, totally wrong brush. We're just going to touch areas and just kind of bring it down a little bit. Actually, we're going to go down to a little less opacity. There we go. And we're going to bring down this top color into these mountains, of course, as such, to help define them a little bit. Now, kind of colder environment up there. I'm going to reinforce that idea, and maybe even down here a little bit, especially when I'm getting a divide. Maybe right here. Maybe not that much. Let's not do that there. I don't like that. Okay. Next, we're going to go with our second color. If I can find our second color. There we go. We're actually going to move this color into maybe some parts like here to create a bounding. Just really lightly, just a dab at a time. I'm using my mouse now because I'm keeping very precise control. And this color difference is also going to help us with the elevation. And again, I'm down up here, just very gently tapping on stuff. That color that we're putting in there will give us a suggestion. There we go, of form. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and keep going with this. Let's go back to our yellow color here. Now we're going to draw this color. We're going to reduce our brush size. We're just going to gently put this color, maybe bigger. Let's put the opacity up a little bit more. One more opacity with this. I'm going to put this color up into the mountains here. Again, keeping the same concept. There's mountains. We'll throw this kind of orange color in there, bluish orange. That's going to help us define our mountains. Now the mountains down here in this area are very much like Oregon and northwest of the United States. So we're going to keep those green. But like any mountains in these areas, we're just going to come in, add a little yellow to them. Just kind of follow them around. We'll go in and kind of blend these a little bit better. But for right now, we're just going to add color. The reason I'm doing this is when we take it into ArtRay to start on our 3D work, we're going to be using a lot more. We're going to actually, a lot of these colors we're going to actually put on that to give us an idea of shape, dimension, and also tectonics. Some of these mountains up here, I need to blend a little bit better, especially in these areas. We don't want it that cold, especially on lakes or rivers. And get that wonderful lake effect. And again, blend. And turn down the opacity just a touch. Kind of did too much, so we're going to go back and we're going to add just a little bit more in these. Play with it, follow your eyes. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, but you're the expert at what you see and what you like. There we go. We're getting there. And see if I can download my videos from YouTube to get on some of these other channels. And that'd be fun. Let's come down here. We need to come down here into this area, and I'm going to kind of preemptively blend some things better with this color since I'm on the color. So we want this color all over the place, so we can come in and blend it. There, that's not bad. Kind of a gradual blend here and there. Got a lot of yellow right there. We're going to go fix that. The mountains are too close to the water to be that color. We're also going to go in and separating these little rivers. We're going to add a lot of this color into it. Again, just a little bit. You can go whole hog, but it's got a little saving on this. Hiya, how you doing? Let's see, it's Zcani, is that correct? There's kind of a lag with our chat. Welcome to the stream. We're just doing a campaign map and planning out. We're using WonderDraft to plan out a campaign map. Then we're going to take it and make it into a art rage. And using art rage, we're going to make a 3D printed map out of this one. But welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. If you have any questions, comments, this is our campaign map for a role-playing game we're working on. Right now, I'm just kind of using it to plan out kind of where things are. And we're doing like 5 or 6 of these maps. And this is one of those. I have a bunch on our website. Again, we don't advertise on our website because we believe that free is good. But this is one of our campaign maps. We're planning out where things are. We're gonna take this into some additional software, additional little programs, make photorealistic ones. We're gonna make realistic maps out of this. Once we get a 3D model of it, we're going to take that model so you can actually fly down and see every little nook and valley. And this is just a way I can, we can start the process. We're now going to take this green color and we're going to hit coastal areas. And we're going to run, let's get that a little lower, put our opacity a little lower. Run this color up and down coasts. Help us define the size and shape of things a little bit better. We're just blending happy rivers. Just Bob Ross there for a second. Cool guy though. There we go. We're in there. Up there. And again, focusing on coasts. Just a quick little blend, adding a little bit of roughness in there. That water effect that's going to cool, or it's always going to cool the air a little bit better, but also add moisture. I don't want to show that. We also want to do kind of an elevation thing. So we're just hitting our coasts. Same thing up here. Same thing up here. And again, this is just a little video to show you how we do stuff, well, how I do stuff, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas. There we go. Down here and hit these. I love when it saves. Something I like about WonderDraft. It's kind of a loud noise. It kind of scares the crap out of me every time. So instead of cussing at it, I say thank you. Because I definitely have the roadie's mouth, so I'm trying to fix that. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of speech to emphasize what you're doing, but I have some dear little ones that I want to set a better example for. And 25 years of touring, you get a very salty vocabulary, and I don't know if that's the best thing to do. All right, kind of got some cool stuff here. Let's go ahead and we're going to add a little bit more color into some of these. Kind of pull down this orange color between the rivers, blend it a little bit better. Actually, going to drop that. Let's go in with this one. It's a little bit nicer when you blend. It's not so rough, and we just want a hint of color here. The other areas that look really, I'm just going to run this color back and forth until they blend. So we want it really gradual. We want our eyes to kind of get lost in this map. So that's always fun. There we go. Very nice. Right. So we've got our elevations. We're kind of just we're going to be blending a lot regardless. There'll be little things that I see that we'll be going in and fixing. So here's WonderDraft. Let's go ahead and add some trees. And once we get the trees done, we're just going to call it. I don't want to do a huge videos. We are going to be using these new trees in WonderDraft. That's kind of cool. Take a look at these. That's neat. Alpine stuff. I don't like those. There's a lot better choices. We're actually going to use these guys. I think we're going to go with these. Not too much. We're going to reduce these to about that. Placement rate, not placement density. This is going to just give us an idea of where the forests are. So let's go ahead and talk about that right now. We know this area is wet. We also know that we have rain shadows right here. So our trees are going to primarily grow. I don't know if I like those. Might need a little color. Yeah, it's going to override the mountains, so let's be aware of that. See how that looks. I'm actually not liking those. The mountains are too blended. If we had color mountains, that would work, but I'm not. I don't think that is. Jump these up a little bit bigger. I don't like those either. Might make some custom content. I will get a lava map. We'll put the lava down here once I'm in the art rage. I will get you a lava map though. It's almost a running joke now, but I do intend to do that. In fact, we're going to go look at, here in a second, some references from Google Earth. Why don't we do that now? Kind of change things up a little in the middle of this. Because one of my favorite campaign settings is the Dark Sun campaign. And in the south, in their expanded map form, they have a gigantic steam field. So we're going to go look at some of those here in a second. We're going to look at the topography of it, see how things work. But again, really quick, I'm just placing trees where a rain shadow would be. We've already determined that this area is really wet, so we're going to have fairly large forests near mountains that might even stretch down. Again, we're just playing things out there. Let's have a look there. All right. Place those out. I do like these trees. It places really well. Avoid the water there. Of course, go back and fix that. Yeah, that's getting very, very interesting. I like the dynamic. Maybe a little more round on this. Kind of copy the token model of forests. Round and fluffy. Yeah, that's feeling a lot better instead of stringy. All right. Okay, we're going to save this, and let's go ahead and... Oh, no. Save. Save that really quick. Pop open Google Earth. This is a free program. Anybody can download it. As it's loading, it's Dr. Pepper time. There we go. It's got it chugging a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at... I think there's a place called Craters of the Moon up in this area. What's that? All right. North Valley. Okay, here it is. These are rock features, and these are... It's a large area of actually volcanic rock up in Idaho. Man, that almost looks like forests. They're big. Yeah, you can kind of see it's like dunes that are black. I mean, black rock full of pumice and stuff like that, of all things. Just in there in northern Idaho, southern Idaho, just chilling. But you'll find obsidian, these big obsidian canyons and stuff like that. Okay. And you can also see how it looks like a lava flow. It's just come down there. I'm going to take some screenshots of these. So, control print screen. We're going to open up the best program ever, which is Microsoft Paint. We're just going to save this. Put this in pictures. All right. Let's flip that down. Let's go ahead and find some other parts of this. random Arby's. Random Arby'd. Man, I want some Arby. I might go grab some of that. You also can see the newer flow. That's these dark areas to an older flow. Let's go ahead. I want to kind of pick that up. And you can also see where the mountains were that, vomited all this up. So let's go ahead and turn off borders. There we go. And I'm going to keep this on so I know where it is. Again, print screen. Total random. Stuff of life, man. Stuff of life. Save as. That's 2. Save that as a PNG. Alright, let's go and find. Yeah, you got some flows over here too. Very interesting how they come. It's like the coastline combined with the shape and also the feel of. Yeah, you get in there and it's all cracked and crazy and oh look, bifurcation. These are the actual obsidian deposits right here, I believe. And this is slowly being eaten up by that right there is good farmland. Let's go ahead and grab that. I'm kind of keeping a notebook in my head on what I'm seeing. And what I'll do, I'll probably in another video, I'm probably going to. Oops, that's not Google Earth. Yeah, see. That's interesting. What is this? Okay, that's what's going on. There's a little snow right there, and then over here there's not snow, so it's all lava rock. And you can see it marching back. It almost looks like the coast of rivers and stuff like that, which I think is really interesting. Those are actually really big. Let's get a measurement on that. Okay, so 20 miles. Like that. Okay, so we're getting kind of a idea of how big these things are, how big these flows are. And this guy. So here to here. Okay, 30 miles. 20 miles. That kind of gives us a idea of how big these lava flows are. Yeah, you can definitely see that from space. Right there. Let's go into southern Utah. I believe this is one down here in Cedar Falls. But it's a very old one. It's old forest, farmland. Alright. Now, let's go to everybody's little place. Let's go to Hawaii. Go to the large island of Hawaii. Ooh, this is cool. Let's down in there. See the 3D. Oh, no. Come on. Are you giving me the 3D map? No. That is cool. Look at that. That is interesting. So the entire, if we're looking at lava flow, it seems to be that it is just the opposite of a river, of course. That is nuts. Oh, Dr. V, I am so sorry. I will get my butt up to Twitch right now and change that. I apologize about that. Thank you very much. Whoopsie. Don't be me. I have to remember how to do this. Whoops. Yeah, I have everybody and their dog coming in and watching me do Fallout. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I actually talking about Fallout. I really liked that game. I really enjoyed that game. Fallout 76. I enjoyed the world. I mean, it's Fallout for crying out loud. I enjoyed the gunplay. Yeah, it was buggy as heck, but whatever. For volcanoes. Volcanoes. Got Manila here. Let's go check. Wait, what? That is not a volcano. Okay, whatever. Let's go over to the Great Rift in Africa. Wait, is this a flow? Yeah, this is a flow. There's another flow right here. Let's go ahead and grab. No, that's Strawberry Reservoir, I believe. Yeah, it's not a flow, damn. Good grief. It's a lake. That's probably what that other one was. Well, thank you, Dr. V. Glad you could be here too. Right now, we're just looking up references and kind of finding another lake. I think that's a famous lake. I think there's a sailing count, and you get a lot of flamingos in that, if I remember right. What we're looking for is lava flows. Of course, this is the Great Rift Valley of Africa, which is probably one of my favorite places on Earth. I'd die to go there. Freaking die. What I'm looking at, let's go to the Aleutian Islands. We're looking for lava flows. We have a watcher named Bill Hollywood who is awesome, and I've always promised him a lava map, but I've never delivered. So right now I'm just grabbing references for these. This is the Aleutian Islands. You actually have semi-live volcanoes like this guy. So what we're going to do is we're taking screenshots using Google Earth Pro to get an idea of the form and the function of mountains here. I'm going to grab this one because I really like it. Also, with this elevation, we can go in and we can actually go in and make height maps. We'll get the coordinates on the. Oh, they're not good. Really save this as another reference. Run reference 4 for this. Will you use another website? I think I have it. Let me grab it right here to show you. Gotta stop using Chrome. Where is it? I'll show it in another video. I don't want to take up time, but Tabletop RPG showed this to us on stream, and it is an amazing website. You can actually get the height map off of it. So these areas I'm taking pictures of will actually go into the satellite images, and ooh, I like that. We're definitely gonna have to grab that. Yeah, Alaska's brilliant. All right, we got some flows. We'll save those and we'll go into other stuff. Yeah, kind of crazy. I've ranted today and raved about YouTube and a bunch of other things. So we're gonna call it here. I don't want to go too much. Titicaca? Yeah, I think so. Let me ease these space. Yeah, Titicaca, go me. All right. Here, go to Indonesia. Excuse me, no New Guinea. Do we have anything there? Britain. I didn't know there was a place called New Britain. Oh, very cool. Very cool. It's pretty. Well, what kind of trees are those? Those are hardwood. Huh. That's cool. All right. I'm gonna get lost in this if I spend too much time. We'll take these images and we'll trace them. I actually might even do those in WonderDraft to kind of practice the natural shape of stuff. So we'll get back to this. I'll finish up on this and we will go from there. Hey, I'm still pink. That's a great color on me. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream. This is again on YouTube or Facebook and all the stuff. We'll actually be posting a couple videos on our newest channel. Those will be included in the description below. And again, go over to the Slingshot channel, support him and what he's doing, and really appreciate everybody. Thanks for all the well wishes, and we will talk to you soon. And by we I mean I. Okay. You have a wonderful day, man. Thanks, Bill, Dr. V, everybody else. Now I'm really done.